guys, it's Inspirational Nails, and I'm here to do a nail care routine. I've had a few people ask me to do it, and I thought, why not? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it fairly quick because I went ahead and already did all my nails but one, so that you can kind of see how I do my weekly routine manicure. Okay, and it might be a little bit different than what most people are used to. Some people may not agree with what I do, but this is what I do. Okay, I am licensed as a nail tech, and I do take very much precautions in all of the tools that I use, and what I do on my nails. Now I do two different types of routine. I have a monthly routine, and then I have my weekly routine. My monthly routine, I will show, if you guys are interested, please let me know. But my monthly routine involves like the whole bath. I call it a nail bath because that's basically what it is. And this is where you put your nails in and you soak them. And I don't do this on a weekly using the manicure bath. I use this monthly. Now, if I need to, or if I'm doing a client, of course, if I'm doing a full manicure, I will go ahead and use the manicure bath. But on myself, I only do this monthly. And when I do this monthly, I use a lot of kind of to neutral, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess put a lot of nutrients, there we go, a lot of nutrients into my nails, into my cuticles, and I do either oil baths or I do a lot of herbal baths, and what I mean by bath is using the manicure bath. So that's what I usually use the manicure bath for. Okay, on a weekly basis, pretty much what I use is I'm gonna put everything that I use, and then go ahead and then show how I use everything. The first thing I have here is, as you see, it says cuticle oil. I love this little bottle that I have. I absolutely adore it. It has these beautiful red flowers on it, and it's pretty big, and it holds my cuticle oil that I use. I make this cuticle oil. I use different types of cuticle oil. This one here, I call it my bathe cuticle oil because I go ahead and I lather it on. As you can see, it has this awesome brush. It sits right by my table, my nail table, and I'm able to just pull it out and brush it on, and it's amazing. I love it. So what I have in here is all different types of oils. I have almond oil, there is lavender oil, there is vitamin E oil, tea tree oil. I think I probably have roughly either about 5 or 6 different types of oils in order to make my bathe oil. Okay, and the reason why I call it a bathe oil, because I really, I drench it on my nails, I sit with it, and sometimes I use it to bathe my hands in it and keep it in there for a little while. But I have 2 different types of oils that I use. I use this one here that has about 6 different types of oils in it, and then I also use this one here. This one here I am absolutely in love with as my more restore, kind of like the last thing I do when it comes to my manicure is this one here. It's from Orly, and it is the Gel FX cuticle oil. I love it. It really does an amazing job at hydrating, and it really penetrates into the skin. And you definitely want oils that are going to do that, and pretty much absorb into the skin really, really well into your cuticle area. So this is the one that I use. It is the final, basically the final product I use on my nails and when I finish my manicure. Okay, So with that said, we'll put this to the side and continue. I use alcohol. This is 99.9% pure alcohol, and I just have it in a spray bottle. As you see, it's just nothing. I think I got this spray bottle from Walmart, but they sell spray bottles all over the place these days, so you can find them pretty much anywhere, Walgreens, CVS, and I just put my alcohol in here because it's easy to spray and cleanse my hands or anything that I'm doing that I want to use alcohol. Okay, I do try to use lint-free wipes that doesn't have a lot of cause to have hairs all over and stuff like that when I'm actually, you know, cleaning up my nails and stuff. So I try to use the lint-free wipes as much as I can when I have them. Okay, and then I have a nail brush. Okay, you can use any type of nail brush, and this is really good when you go to clean your hands and brush all of the residue that comes from when you actually pull the dead skin from your cuticles. So you really want to have a really good brush so that you can brush that out, and also to brush underneath your nails. One of the things, as I've mentioned before, I have very curvy nails, so I need to get in there and really, and they're long, so as they get longer I have to really brush underneath my nails because it can get yucky under there. Okay, so I like them to be as clean as possible when I do my manicure, where I can get into the grooves and stuff. And this is a great little brush. It is the typical, one of the typical manicure nail brushes. They have the ones with the long sticks. I have those. They have the wider ones that are pretty like almost like a rectangular shape. I mean, any pretty much nail brush will work. What you want when you're looking for a nail brush is to kind of it to be firm. As you can see, they're not that soft. I like the more firmer ones. It's kind of an in-between soft firm, I guess you could say, because it really will get into what you need to brush off any dirt and any, you know, dead skin. Okay, the next, these are the implements, one of the implements that I use, and this one is from Sala. I think that's how you pronounce it. It says it on the cuticle pusher area. So you have two different areas. You have here where you would push the skin back, and when you're using these tools you do need to be really careful what you're doing, because you don't want to hinder your nail on your skin. This is dead skin. I mean, your nail is dead skin, but if you're pushing back and you're scraping the layers of the nail and really pushing too hard into the cuticle, you're going to cause damage. Okay, I rarely file like on top of my nail unless I have a lot of notice that the ridges, I'm getting ridges, and ridges come from not really taking care of the cuticle area and not being able to pull all of that unwanted dead skin, and because the nail has a harder time penetrating, and it will cause different ridges and grooves, and it will come out even very dry and brittle, and that's why your nails get really dry at the tips, and it causes breakage here, because you have to remember your nail grows from here. And it is important, especially if you love to do nails, is to understand kind of the matrix to your nails and how it grows and what you can do to help your nails, especially if you have, you know, different lengths or different, you know, you like to have your nails a certain way, as in the shape of it. And as you see, you know, some people have more flatter nails, some people have more curvier nails. So kind of understanding the matrix to your nails, it is important. And, you know, you can just simply go online and really look up so many different sites that show the understanding of the matrix of your nails. So it is important to know, because if you love to do nails, you want to know how to take care of your own nails. Everybody's unique and different. So you know, here is the most important part right here in order for your nails to have really good growth. And some people that, especially if you are trying to grow your nails naturally, and let's say you have acrylics on and you decide to take them all off, you're like, oh, I want to grow my own nails. You are going to go through a lot of heartache before you get to where you want to. And I mean, and that's just the nature of it, because when you take off those tips, they are thin, you know, unless, especially if you're not going to someone that really knows what they're doing. There are so many manicurists that can really put tips on and basically put acrylic on your nails, and that it doesn't fully damage your nail, okay? And that's rare to find. You know, definitely when you go to a lot of these places where you go get your nails done, they drill and drill and drill the heck out of your nails. Even when they put that acrylic on and they're like drilling up on the cuticle area because they don't want lifting, you definitely do not have to go to that degree depending on what products that they use. You know, product is really important, and it definitely, you do pay for what you get for when you're doing acrylic. You know, you can get away with a lot of other things and getting them cheaper, especially nowadays. But when it comes to acrylic, if you're buying especially bulk and you buy really cheap acrylic, you know, you definitely, again, pay what you get for. When, especially if you're buying more expensive acrylic, it lays better. You don't have to work at it so much when you're drilling and stuff. And when you're able to, like, let's say you wanna, okay, I don't want to use tips anymore, I want to, you know, grow my natural nails, you can actually take them off and your nails won't be as brittle and as thin. So when you go to these places that do manicures or, you know, do acrylics, you know, you want to make sure that you know what they're putting on your nails. I mean, especially if I hear so many people say, oh, I can never grow my nails on my own. If I take these off, they're so thin. You know, they're always chipping at the end. And that's because you have to wait until that whole entire nail grows out before you can even see what your nail can produce. You know, basically the thickness of it, you know, how to take care of your nails, how they grow, and it takes time, you know, to grow this all out. Everybody's different. It can be as quick as 3 months, to 4 months, to 5 months, to 6 months, depending on how fast your nails grow. Can you help grow your nails faster? Can you kind of thicken your nails? Yes, you can. You just have to know what to use and how to use the products, and be consistent. Key is consistency when you're trying to grow your nails. Your nails love routine. I've learned that, and I've learned that the hard way. But you definitely want to be able to be consistent with your nails, especially if you're the one that are, you know, you're the one doing them, or you go to someone. Okay. Now, when you're using this here, as I said, you don't want to force and push so much. Really, you don't need to. One of the things that I have learned from many years of doing nails and doing my own nails, gentle, you know. The gentler that you are, you will see, you know, where you need to be more forceful, and you will start to understand. But start very gentle and then work your way to maybe being a little bit more stronger with your hands. Controlling your implements with your hands is so important, okay? Because you can definitely put more strain or more force and not cause any damage. You just have to know how. Okay, and then you have this side of the tool, okay, which this is a cuticle remover. Okay, so this is a cuticle pusher to kind of push back that skin, and really that's what you want to do with this part. And sometimes you get a lot of the loose dead skin that's here with the cuticle pusher, and then here is where you want to scrape it off. Now this is pretty sharp, okay? You don't want to dig so much, okay? As I said, you have to learn how to really use pressure without causing any friction to your nails, where you can scrape off all of that cuticle. And this is a great tool. I do love this tool. You just, again, it does take time. When I first started using this, did I injure myself? I did. Okay, and you cause damage if you really start digging too deep, or you start scraping too hard, and you can really hurt yourself. So you don't want to do that. Okay, but once you push back that cuticle and you start to go ahead and pull away, you're going to see all that dead skin that does come off, and it is a great tool to have. Okay, the next tool is a cuticle nipper. Now these cuticle nippers, again, another tool that is you got to be really careful when you use these. Okay, you don't want to clip off your skin, okay? And these are really sharp. Actually, I got these at Dollar Tree. These work amazing. I really love these. They definitely have a they're very sharp. 1, 2, they have a good grip. I really like that about these. They have a really good grip, and they are not as loose as most clippers, okay, which for me, I like that because it causes you to have more control with them versus when they are really loose and you just start nipping away. This causes you to kind of really be more gentle when you're using them. Okay, now I don't use these as often. I only use them if I have like a problem area. I don't start to kind of dig, but I use these. For me, I do use these a lot, not on the cuticle area, but on my sidewalls. Why? Because on my sidewalls, I get like hangnails, or I get like that extra skin growth, from the nail, because my nails are so curvy, and that happens a lot. And I have to kind of just knit the sides a little bit sometimes to grab that extra skin, or like a hangnail that's growing, and it works really, really well. Okay, so that's another implement that I use. The nail file that I use, I love using these glass files. I did not realize how amazing they were until I started using them. And I don't think I will go back. Now, I have plenty of other files, but as in my constant nail file to use when I'm doing my manicure, I use a crystal nail file, okay? And the benefit from using these crystal files, I have found so much benefit out of it. You definitely get a more, I guess, a better finish when you actually file your nails. I don't know. I can't explain how well these things work until you use it. I don't get as much little cracks and stuff on the nails, on the tips anymore. And I guess that's from, filing back and forth, because you really, on a lot of different files, you really should just file one way. That's how you learn. But, we are so used to going, you saw that? You heard that? I'll do it again. Where you're just like going crazy and the powder is just going, the residue from filing is just going everywhere. You got white powder everywhere. But these work amazing. Okay, now the one I also like the fact that once you use them for a while, as you see, I need to get a new one. It starts to show where the wear is and basically telling you, okay, it's time for a new file. Okay, so this one here is it's called Jasmine Labella, and I've had it for a little while now. It's time for a new one. I have this one here. Now this one is a cheaper one. It's from the dollar store. Now this is not from Dollar Tree. This is just from a dollar store that I found them at, and I bought a couple of them. They do not work as well as I would say more higher grade crystal nail files. This one was actually a couple of dollars. They're now getting cheaper, so and you're more able to find them. So I got this one from a beauty supply store, and this one I got from a dollar store. These work great. I have these like everywhere because this is one I use for kind of after I use this one. If I have like just wanting to lightly file, I would use this one. If I'm using, you know, where I'm like wanting to get them a little shorter, get them more straight, more squared, so forth, this is the one that I use. And then this is the one kind of I use all over the place, and if I have something, you know, like a little knit or something and I need to get to it, and if I'm at work, something, I use these. Okay, so glass files are amazing. You want to use them if you can, you know, find them. They sell them at Sally's now, so they are they're very available. I don't know, I'm like all tongue-tied today. I'm not sure why, but whatever. Okay, so let me just put this in here and put this in there for the moment. I'm just kind of pushing everything to the side. Now, I use, once I kind of finish my full mani and once I kind of complete everything, before I finish by putting my cuticle oil, I put lotion on my hands, and this is the one that I have been using, and I really love the whole Sally Hansen. This is the Nails and Cuticle Hand Cream. They have a few different ones. I have a few different ones. These I got when they went on sale, and it was like 50% off at Walgreens. I think it was Walgreens or CVS. I want to say Walgreens. And I picked a whole bunch up because this really works well. I really like it. The smell might not be for everybody. It almost has like a lemongrass. I'm not sure if it has lemongrass. It probably does, but I don't see it just glancing at the back. But it definitely has lemongrass oil type of a smell to it. I personally like it, so it doesn't bother me. But I would just say, you know, just smell it before you buy it, because it definitely is a unique smell. It doesn't have like a fruity scent like most people are used to when they're putting on lotion. But I love this, since this does have a lot of oils and nutrients that when I looked in the back of this, I wanted to get it. And I actually really, really love it. Seed oil is so good for you. And that's where a little bit of the smell comes from. So I definitely love this. And it says shea butter, but I don't know. I don't smell shea butter in it. It may have it in it. It has it in it, but I don't smell the shea butter. That's not the smell that it's the strongest. So, but I love this stuff. Okay, and it again is by Sally Hansen. The other Sally Hansen product that I use a lot of different cuticle removers, and they all seem to be from Sally Hansen. I love the Sally Hansen brand. They're easy to get. They're really good. I find that it works and it does what I need it to do. So this one here, it comes in a really handy squeeze bottle, and I love to use it. This one's a gel cuticle remover. I think most of the ones I have are gel. They're just in different types of bottles and different shapes, okay? But this is the one I've been using for a little bit now, and I like to use it, okay? The next thing is my little pedestal, my finger pedestal. Whenever I'm like focusing on each nail, I like to put it on here just so that I have that stability and I keep my finger controlled. It really, really works well. So you want something that gives you some type of height for your nail. I definitely would recommend you try it, because it really does make a difference. And you can use anything. You don't have to have a finger pedestal. You know, you just want to have something that you can use to prop up your finger, especially when you're doing and you're using your nail implements for each finger. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of get everything in motion, and I will be right back. Okay, so as you see, there's still nail polish on my finger, and I'm just gonna zoom in right there. So I haven't done anything to this finger, and I'm gonna remove the nail polish. Now I usually do different things depending on what I'm doing that day, but I have been loving this product right here. Let me just back up real quick. I got this from Walmart, and it is from Oxy Professional, and it is 100% acetone for glitter and polish remover. And what's great about this is that, ooh, that's leaking everywhere. It has like this soft type of, well, it's not soft, it's actually hard, but you can see the acetone in there, and I've already refilled it like twice already. It is amazing. I love this thing because after probably, depending if I'm using a really dark color or I have a lot of like glitter and stuff on my fingers, I empty it out. That's just, I don't like it to have so much dirt in there because again, these are my nails, and you have very sensitive, your cuticles and things can absorb in there. So I just throw it out. I just turn it over, clean it, and then refill it. And you can get acetone. I use pure acetone from Sally's Beauty Store. Okay, and then just refill it. The great thing about this, it has these bristles. So when you put your finger in there, which I'm going to do, you heard that? You can go ahead, and once you leave it in there, you definitely got to leave in there at least, I would say, about a minute, if not less, before you start to like scrape the nail polish off. But if you push your nail really down, it basically is sitting in a pool of acetone. Okay, so you want to go ahead, and once you kind of have it there for a little bit, I know it has not been a minute, but you can definitely start to brush off the the nail polish, and as you see, it's already starting to come off. Okay, and then what you can do is you do want to hold the bottle so that you can definitely get a good grip in there. Okay, now as you see, there's like a little bit left. I'm not going to stick my finger in there again. What I normally do, if I have a little bit there, I'm just going to close it up, and I'm just going to put it to the side, and I'm going to use my bottle of acetone that I have, and I'm just going to squeeze some out, use my lint free to grab, and then just finish cleaning it. And this gives me so that I can really get anything that's lingering or on the corners, because even though that does brush it off, it doesn't brush off everything. Okay, so I want to go ahead and be able to really get in there. Okay, and it's nice and clean. Okay, now the other thing that I forgot to show you that I do like to use are these Q-tips. Okay, and this one has a long stick. I have a whole bunch of these. I really love to use these, and the reason why I like to use these is to get underneath my nail. As your nails grow long, you definitely want, even when they're short, I like to clean underneath because dirt and yucky stuff get in there. So what I do is, of course, I'm going to, I'm wondering if that hit the, maybe not. Hopefully it didn't hit the camera. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get it saturated with acetone and just get underneath there to kind of get all of that gook and yucky stuff from underneath my nail. And you'll definitely get some stuff that comes out of there. Okay, and I will be going under there again, but I'll show you later what else I use. Okay, and or how I use it, the sharp implement. So I'm just cleaning in there, trying to get really in there to clean, and it actually broke. I put too much force. Didn't I just say don't put too much force? But I gotta get in there. It's dirty. Okay, so I'm gonna just put that to the side, and of course once I clean on my nails, I throw it away. Okay, and now the next thing that you want to do is, one of the things I always do is I take my alcohol and I spritz just one time, not a lot, but I want to be able to get my nail as clean as possible before I start working on it. So I just take my brush here, my nail brush, and I just go ahead and brush it. Okay, now whenever I use my brush, I had already did it, but I always spray alcohol on it and just let it dry before I start using my nails. And I do that with all my implements, from my brushes to my implements. I just go ahead and before I use them, I spray them with alcohol. Okay, and then I wipe them off with my lint free, and I always use a clean one to, you know, get any dust, residue, whatever the case that may be, and get it off. And then when I finish, I do the same thing again. I clean my implements and then I put them away. I like to store my implements, and I'm just going to do this side. Okay, I like to store my implements in a kind of closed-in tin box because it just gets less dirt on it and stuff like that. So it's important to store them in a area where, you know, they stay kind of as clean as possible. And I have little girls, so these are kind of sharp. I don't like them to be sitting out, but everybody has their own way of storing their utensils for their implements for nails. Okay, so once I have cleaned that, then the next step that I'm going to do is file my nail. So I'm going to grab my crystal file. Okay. Now, as you see, my other nails, they're squared off, and this one here is more rounded. And that's what happens as my nail grows. They do get rounded, and they get even really curvy and start to curve even more. So I do like my nails to be more squared. So I'm just going to go ahead and just square it out and get it where I want to. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back. Okay,